Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Matthew and I'm here today to talk about hot and cold behaviour, what it is, how it's caused, and what you can do to get rid of it. So let's get into it. Hot and cold behaviour is usually involved when it comes to a specific person, but there are other sort of things that it can be involved in, but let's just go with a specific person for this one. So hot and cold behaviour is where one day your SP is showing up the way you want them, and then the next day or the next week or whatever, or even the next moment, they're not. So they could be showering you with unconditional love one minute, and then the next they don't want to know you. They're ignoring your messages. I don't know, they're too busy to hang out with you all of a sudden and things like that. That is what hot and cold behaviour is where they're hot and then they're cold. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. As we know, our thoughts create our reality. So, simply put, you are creating this hot and cold behavior with your thoughts, with your reactions, with your marinating in the old story or anything like that, depending on your situation, obviously. So, the best way that I can describe that it happens and the way that I personally had experience with, there are other things which I will get into, but the way my experience is with this is you'll react to the negative, and then you'll realize your power, and then you'll change your thoughts and concept and everything, and then you'll get the good. But because you reacted to the negative and had lots of negative thoughts in the past about when things were going bad, that is now reflecting outwards. But then because the work that you were doing when you decided that you were in control of your reality is obviously coming up, then it goes back to good. But because you reacted to the negative before, it then goes back to bad. But then because you get back on your horse and you start going back into the self-concept and everything, it then goes good again. And basically what is happening is when you react to the bad, you're creating more bad. When you switch your thoughts to the good, you're creating more good. But because they're going hand in hand and it's bouncing across side and side, it's just an infinite loop. That is the main cause. The other cause is just simply a poor sort of self-concept, poor concept of the person, poor concept of love. You could be doing all the affirmations in the world about them, but you don't feel that you're worthy of love, or you don't feel that love is easy or anything like that. And then what's happening is you're getting a good version of them because you're affirming it, and then you're getting a bad version of them because your self-concept and your concept of love and all of these things is coming out going, I'm not worthy of love, and ergo they then reflect that you're not worthy of love. This is why you end up getting that sort of swapping behavior, because your concept of them is really good, concept of everything else is really bad, and they both are coexisting at the same time. With everything when it comes to manifestation, that is a good thing, the fact that you are creating this, because it means you can uncreate it. It means that you can create the reality, the version of them, everything that you want anyway. So the way that I personally changed the hot and cold behavior that I received, because I have been in this situation before where someone was giving me all of their attention at one point, and then the next time it felt like there was just this wall between us, and then all of a sudden it was all lovey-dovey, there was a wall between us and everything like that. The way that I did it is when there is that wall, that is when you get on it harder, that is when you affirm harder, that is when you ignore the reality better. You see them ignoring you and you just choose the reason they're ignoring you. Oh, maybe they're busy today, or they're thinking of the right things to say because they love me so much that they want everything to be perfect, yada yada yada. You choose a good reason to benefit you, and you ignore the 3D. There is now a cat in my screen. You ignore the 3D, and that is when you get on your shit the most. When things aren't looking good, that is when you get on it more. Because, and going back to what my original point was, when you react poorly, when you marinate in the old story, when you're arguing with this person or whatever, and you're thinking about the argument, you're having an inner conversation with them where you're arguing, you are just creating more of that. When things are good and you're feeling that it's good and you're sort of telling your friends, oh, everything's amazing, you are creating more of that. So what you need to do is pretend like everything is amazing while it's shit, and create more of everything is amazing. It is that simple. When they're not responding to you, you don't sit there and think that they hate you and yada yada yada. You create the reason that they're not responding to you to be something favorable for you, and as if you're living from the end. And you just affirm more and more and more that they love you, that they're giving you all their attention, that they're always there for you, they support you, they're always bringing it, whatever it is that you want, they tell you they love you 5 times a day. Whatever it is that you want, you continue to affirm there, because what that's going to do is going to negate any bad effects from it, because you're no longer marinating in it. And so ergo, there's going to be less cold behavior in the future. But because you are having thoughts about the hot behavior on top of when things are good and you're having thoughts about the hot behavior, you're just going to get so much more hot behavior. So you're pushing out the hot and pushing out the cold and bringing in more of the hot, which is exactly what you want. So that is the first thing to do, or the first sort of way that you can go about it. That is the way that I personally did it. And that, things changed. It was crazy. Within a few days, arguments stopped. bickering stopped. My inner conversations with them that were bad, that were things that I needed to notice, they also stopped. I stopped having random ones, because you know when like things are still good, but for some reason your mind just goes, hey, but like imagine if you had a fight today, that kind of shit. Even that stopped. Everything was just so much better in all aspects. The small bickers that we did have, because I didn't marinate in them, they were gone in like a minute, a couple of minutes, a little bit of awkward silence and done. That is all there is to it, sort of thing. The other way that you can stop this, or to get more hot behavior and less cold, is to just see yourself as amazing, see this relationship as amazing, see this person as amazing. Sort of go back over what your concept of love is, go back over what your self-concept is, and go back over what your concept of them is. Start working on your concept of love. So love is easy for me, love is around every corner, people love me, yada yada yada, or sorry, love is easy for me to be in, all that kind of stuff. And then your concept of yourself, so I am loved, I am always adored, I am upset, people are obsessed with me, or whatever it is that you're trying to get. And then your concept of this person, so they love me, they think the world of me, they are always bringing it, they are always showing up, they're always supporting me. And you just work on your three concepts of those things. And even if bad stuff comes up and you do still react to it, obviously, yes, it's going to create more cold. But if you've got all of these things being worked on, and you're doing really well, you're affirming from really well, scripting, visualizing, whatever, really well, it's just going to change everything. You might not have to necessarily, obviously I would always advise not to react to 3D, but even those unfortunate reactions that you do have might be a lot less like important. Well, they're not very important anyway if you choose for them not to be, but they won't matter as much because you've got all of these other things working on it. It's like, think of it this way, this is like an analogy that I can give. Let's say you've got reacting to the 3D is one version of an income, self-concept's another, concept of love's another, and concept of this person is another. There are four different, let's say investments, not incomes, investments. Let's say you react to the 3D, that is one investment that's doing terribly, but your self-concept, concept of love, and concept of this person, or your self-concept, whichever one I missed, these investments are all doing really well. Overall, your portfolio is going to be up because you have three investments that are doing amazing and only one of them that's doing bad. So if you're tackling this from all different angles, you are going to have better results as opposed to just working on self-concept or just working on not reacting to the 3D. Because you could ignore the 3D all you want, and yes, you'll create probably less cold overall, but you might not get as much hot because you're not working on how much they love you anyway, if that makes sense. So tackle it from all these different avenues and your portfolio of love, your portfolio in this relationship will skyrocket and you'll have such a better time. The love that you get will be better. And then that's obviously another thing, like I mentioned earlier, when you react to the good in a good way, you get more good. So when the cold starts dissipating and then you get just a little bit more hot, maybe 10% more hot than you were before, that 10% is going to be 10% more good for you to positively react to, which means then you might get 15%, then 20%, then 25%. And then all of a sudden, 90% of the time is amazing. And then when you do get that cold, you just laugh it off because you realize your power. That is the situation that I'm in now. 90% of my time is amazing. Everything is great. Like, so happy to be here, sort of thing. 10% we might bicker. We might have a few sort of mild disagreements or whatever. But that 10% means fuck all to me. We have like a little bicker, maybe sort of like a bit of silence together. And then it's back to normal and it's back to great. And it's just forgotten about like that because my concept of love, relationship, my partner, everything like that is amazing because I've built it up. So it's a bit of a medium length video of mine, I suppose. That is how you can mitigate hot and cold behavior. It's very simple. I think a lot of people overcomplicate SP stuff, and I think a lot of people, especially a lot of YouTubers, they like to, and I'm not really going into YouTubers here because I think we're all like trying to help you as best we can, but a lot of YouTubers like to use the algorithm to their advantage when it comes to SP stuff, and they'll do like how to get them to come in, and then they'll do how to get them to stay, and all this kind of stuff, which I know I've done a how to make them reach out video before, but that was just I was more testing the water because obviously new channel, but this concept can be applied for everything. Don't react to the 3D. Have the thoughts you want about the concept, because it can be applied to money as well. Like there could be hot and cold with money, but it's literally just don't react to the 3D. Have a good concept of money. Have a good self-concept with money. Those kind of things. And it's like this. So these things can be applied to everything. So this is a very simple breakdown, but I can assure you that if you follow these simple steps, your hot and cold behavior will go. It will just be all hot, and you can apply this to anything else. And that is the main thing that I'm hoping to get across with this, is because the things can be applied to anything, everything else. Once you get one big thing, then you realize you can get everything else. And I'm going to be here to continue putting out these videos and hopefully helping you. But I can assure you that after a couple of my videos, a couple of like other YouTubers' videos, if you take the bedrock of what they're saying and apply it and really put in the work, you will not need to come back to these videos ever again. Once you have the results in your own reality, just replicate it. If you ignored the 3D and affirmed, got what you want, then that's proof that that's all you need to do. So I hope this video helped. Obviously, I will answer any comments that are given. And so like, comment, and subscribe. All my information, like Instagrams, everything will be in the description. So if you want to contact me, asking me for any help, then that'd be great. I've been helping a few people and I've been loving it. Obviously, there was a success story or part of a success story the other day, which is great. So I'm all more than happy to help. So if you just click the links in the description, go to my Instagram or whatever, that would be amazing. My partner sells wax melts, so if you're interested in that, that will be in the description as well. So like, comment, subscribe, as I've already said, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.